Almost every Catholic home has a small bottle of holy water, perhaps tucked in a drawer or sitting on a shelf. But are you truly using it? What if I told you that most believers, people of deep and abiding faith, are unknowingly missing out on its most profound spiritual power? There is a critical, often overlooked warning from St. Padre Pio, a warning about what happens to those who keep this blessed sacramental in their homes, but fail to use it as heaven intended. This single warning, once understood, could completely transform the spiritual protection around you and your loved ones. Have you ever felt it? An unexplained tension that settles over your home like a heavy blanket, persistent difficulties that seem to spring from nowhere, derailing your peace, nights filled with restless tossing and turning, or a vague, unsettling feeling in your gut that you just can't quite explain. These may not be random occurrences. They might be subtle signs that your spiritual armor, your spiritual protection, isn't as strong as it could be. The truth is, holy water is not merely a religious symbol or a quaint tradition. It is a powerful sacramental, infused with the blessing of the Church, holding real, tangible power to protect you, to help heal you, and to drive away negative, oppressive influences from your home and your life. But the key question, the one we must all ask ourselves with sincere honesty, is this: are you using it correctly? Or is it simply being stored away, its immense benefits left untapped? In so many homes, a bottle of holy water sits forgotten. It's like possessing a mighty shield, forged to defend against evil, and simply letting it gather dust in a corner while the battle rages around you. This is the very scenario that Padre Pio warned against, and what I am about to share with you could dramatically change how you experience spiritual protection, peace, and God's presence in your daily life. Today, I am going to reveal the 5 critical mistakes that almost everyone makes with holy water, and more importantly, the correct ways to use it according to the profound spiritual insights of Padre Pio. The last mistake we will discuss is particularly vital, as it could be the very reason you are not experiencing the fullness of protection and blessings that God desires for your home. If you believe in the power of this great saint's wisdom, I invite you to write in the comments below, "Protect my home, Padre Pio." This simple act of faith is more than just words. It is an opening of your heart, a signal to heaven that you are ready to receive the message I am about to share. Please, stay with me until the very end of this journey together, because the final revelation about the use of holy water is the most powerful one. It contains the secret to unlocking the kind of small, everyday miracles that Padre Pio himself witnessed in the lives of those who followed this sacred practice correctly. In Catholic homes all around the world, you will find these bottles of holy water. Some receive it with great devotion from the church font, others keep it in a special decorative container, and many place it near the entrance of their home. It is a beautiful and ancient tradition that connects us directly to the heart of our faith. But there is something Padre Pio observed that should give us all pause. He noticed that most people treat holy water as a passive symbol, an object to be possessed, rather than the active, dynamic spiritual tool it was always meant to be. He saw it was like having a powerful medicine prescribed by the divine physician, but never actually taking it, or owning a master-forged shield, but never raising it in the face of danger. Holy water has been blessed by a priest who, through the authority given to him by Christ and the Church, has invoked God's protection and blessing upon it. This isn't just a quaint tradition. It is a real and tangible channel of grace that has been recognized by saints, mystics, and spiritual authorities throughout the centuries. Padre Pio, a man who bore the sacred stigmata of Christ and was renowned for his profound spiritual gifts, had a special, penetrating understanding of the invisible realities that surround us. He could see what most of us cannot: the spiritual battles, the subtle influences, and the unseen struggles taking place around our homes and families every single day. And he emphasized, time and again, the critical importance of holy water as a primary defense against these unseen challenges. He would often tell those who came to him for spiritual guidance that holy water is a potent sacramental with effects that most believers never fully experience. He was deeply concerned by how many faithful Catholics had holy water in their homes, but were still living in a state of spiritual vulnerability. The signs of this vulnerability are often subtle but persistent. Arguments that flare up over nothing, a feeling of heaviness or sadness in certain rooms of your house, a sudden difficulty in finding the words to pray, unexplained restlessness at night, or just a general nagging sense that something isn't quite right in the atmosphere of your home. You might be wondering why, despite your faith and your prayers, these difficulties continue. According to Padre Pio, the answer might be simpler than you think. It could be that you are not using the spiritual tools the Church has so generously provided in the way they were intended to be used. This isn't about superstition or magical thinking. Far from it. This is about understanding and properly using the spiritual gifts that have been passed down through our faith tradition. Holy water, when used with faith, reverence, and understanding, becomes a powerful conduit for God's protection and blessing. Let me share with you now the 5 critical mistakes Padre Pio identified regarding the use of holy water and how correcting them could transform your spiritual protection. These insights are not widely taught, but they come from a saint who possessed extraordinary spiritual vision. Are you ready to discover what Padre Pio knew about holy water that most Catholics never learn? Let's begin with the first and most fundamental mistake. The first critical mistake that Padre Pio identified is simply this: having holy water in your home, but rarely, if ever, using it. So many people obtain holy water from their parish, bring it home with the best of intentions, and then it sits. It sits on a shelf, in a cabinet, untouched for months, even years, only to be brought out in a moment of acute crisis or fear. This approach completely misses the profound spiritual protection that comes from its regular, consistent use. Padre Pio taught that holy water is not meant to be an emergency-only resource. It should be woven into the very fabric of our daily spiritual practice. He often compared it to daily prayer. We do not just pray when we are in deep trouble. We maintain a consistent prayer life to build and nurture our relationship with God, to keep that channel of communication open. In the same way, he would counsel that holy water should touch your home and your family daily. Its power, he explained, builds a protective spiritual barrier that actually strengthens and solidifies with consistent use. He explained that the regular application of holy water creates a spiritually charged environment, an atmosphere that becomes increasingly resistant and even hostile to negative influences. The correct approach, according to his teaching, is to use holy water every morning and every evening. In the morning, bless yourself and your family members with the sign of the cross before anyone leaves the home for school or work. In the evening, sprinkle a small amount in the main areas of your house, the living room, the kitchen, and especially the bedrooms before you go to sleep. This doesn't require a large amount of water. Just a few drops, used with focused faith and clear intention, are more than sufficient. The key is consistency and reverence, recognizing that this simple act connects your physical space with a powerful spiritual blessing. Let me share a story with you. A family I know, the Garcias, had been experiencing a period of unusual tension. The parents, Marco and Sofia, were devoted Catholics, but their home had become a place of friction. Small disagreements would inexplicably erupt into loud arguments. Their 2 young children were having trouble sleeping, often waking from nightmares. They had a bottle of holy water, a gift from Sofia's mother, that sat unused in their kitchen cabinet. After hearing about this teaching, they decided to try it. Every evening before bed, Marco would walk through their small home, sprinkling a few drops in each room while Sofia prayed a quiet Hail Mary. Something remarkable happened. Within just 2 weeks, the entire atmosphere in their home noticeably shifted. The arguments lessened dramatically. The children began sleeping peacefully through the night. Sofia described it to me with tears in her eyes. She said it feels like our home can finally breathe again. This is not merely a psychological effect. Padre Pio explained that holy water, when used with faith, actually cleanses the spiritual atmosphere of a home, much like opening the windows on a spring day refreshes the air inside. Its effects are real, tangible, and they become stronger over time with consistent use. Now that you understand the vital importance of daily use, let us move on to the second crucial mistake that prevents so many people from experiencing the full power of holy water. The second critical mistake Padre Pio observed is using holy water without proper intention or focused prayer. So many people, even if they use it daily, will sprinkle it hastily, almost mechanically, as part of a routine. Their minds are elsewhere, thinking about the day ahead or the bills they have to pay. This rushed, thoughtless action significantly reduces its spiritual effectiveness. Holy water is not a magical substance that works automatically like some sort of spiritual air freshener. It is a sacramental, and its power flows through our faith and the blessing of the Church. Padre Pio emphasized that our intention is what transforms a simple physical action into a powerful spiritual practice. When we use holy water mindfully, with a heart full of faith and a mind focused in prayer, we activate its full spiritual potential. He would teach that the power of holy water is multiplied when it is accompanied by sincere, heartfelt prayer. It is not about the quantity of water you use, but the quality of faith that is behind its use. He explained that holy water becomes a conduit for divine protection when we consciously and deliberately invite God's presence to work through it. The correct approach is to accompany each and every use of holy water with a short but intentional prayer. Before you sprinkle the water in your home or bless yourself, just pause. Take a single deep breath to center yourself. You might pray the Our Father, the Hail Mary, or a simple invocation to Saint Michael the Archangel. A powerful prayer that Padre Pio often recommended is this: Lord, may this holy water be a sign of your protection and your love in this home. Through it, cleanse this place of all negativity and fill it with your peace. Amen. The key is to forge that unbreakable link between the physical action and your spiritual intention. As you sprinkle the water, visualize God's brilliant, loving light, His blessing, spreading through the room. As you make the sign of the cross on your forehead with holy water, truly feel the protective presence of God surrounding you like a shield. This mindful approach makes all the difference between a routine, empty ritual and a transformative, life-giving spiritual practice. When holy water is used with this conscious intention and prayer, you will begin to notice subtle but significant changes in your spiritual environment, a greater sense of peace, a feeling of safety and protection, and a more tangible awareness of the divine presence. Starting today, I invite you to make a commitment, not only to use holy water regularly, but to use it prayerfully. Take those few extra seconds, center your heart and mind, speak a simple prayer from your soul, and trust in the immense spiritual power that flows through this blessed sacramental. Now, before we continue to the third critical mistake, I want to share something important with you that can help deepen your spiritual practice even further. As we explore these powerful teachings from Padre Pio, I understand you may want to go deeper. Now let us continue as we uncover the third critical mistake that many people make. The third critical mistake Padre Pio identified is failing to protect the entryways of your home. According to his spiritual vision, the doorways and windows of our homes are profoundly significant. They are the spiritual pores of our living space, the points through which both blessing and negativity can enter. Many people might use holy water occasionally inside their homes, but they completely neglect these crucial boundaries. Padre Pio taught that these entry points need special attention and regular blessing with holy water to create a spiritual barrier of protection. He would explain that the threshold of your home is a spiritual boundary. When it is blessed regularly with holy water, it becomes a kind of spiritual filter that welcomes positive, holy influences while deterring and repelling negative ones. He even compared it to having a divine security system for your spiritual home. This teaching reflects an ancient spiritual wisdom, recognized across many traditions, that entryways are symbolically and spiritually powerful. In our Catholic tradition, blessing the doorways with holy water creates a sanctified space, a home that is distinctly set apart for God. The correct approach, according to Padre Pio, is to bless all the main entryways to your home at least once a week. Take a small amount of holy water on your fingertips and trace a small, invisible cross on each door frame and window frame while saying a prayer of protection. Pay particular attention to your main entrance door, as it is the primary pathway into your personal, sacred space. A simple, yet powerful prayer for this purpose is, Lord, through this holy water, I ask that only peace, love, and blessing may enter this home. Through the intercession of Padre Pio, protect this entryway from all harm and all negativity. Amen. For added protection, Padre Pio often suggested keeping a small holy water font right near your main entrance door. This serves two purposes. It is a practical reminder to bless yourself each time you enter and leave, and it acts as a continuous point of blessing for the very threshold of your home. When you implement this practice consistently, you create what he called a sanctified boundary around your living space. Many who follow this teaching report a noticeable difference in their home's atmosphere, a feeling of lightness, of peace, and a tangible sense of protection that seems to emanate from the entryways and permeate the entire home. This blessing of your entryways is not a one-time action, but an ongoing spiritual practice. Just as we regularly lock our physical doors for security, the regular blessing of our doorways provides a continuous spiritual security for everyone who lives within. Now let's move on to the fourth mistake that Padre Pio warned about, one that affects a particularly vulnerable time in our daily lives. The fourth critical mistake Padre Pio identified is neglecting to bless your bed before sleeping. Countless people experience insomnia, suffer from nightmares, or feel strange, anxious sensations during the night without ever realizing that their place of rest can benefit tremendously from the protection of holy water. The time of sleep is a spiritually significant period. Padre Pio taught that during sleep, when our conscious defenses are lowered and our guard is down, we can be particularly vulnerable to spiritual influences, both good and bad. This is why he placed such a special emphasis on blessing our sleeping areas. He would counsel those who came to him with sleep disturbances that the place where you spend a third of your life deserves special spiritual protection. He explained that many restless nights, troubled dreams, and feelings of nocturnal anxiety could be alleviated through this simple, faithful practice. The correct approach is to sprinkle a few drops of holy water on your pillow and at the four corners of your bed before sleeping, while saying a brief prayer for peaceful rest. This doesn't need to be elaborate. Simply make the sign of the cross with the water over your bed and ask for God's protection. A beautiful prayer he recommended is this: Lord, through this holy water, bless my rest tonight. Send your holy angels to watch over me. Grant me peaceful sleep and refresh my body and my soul. Through the intercession of Padre Pio, protect me from all disturbances during the night. Amen. I want to share a remarkable testimony that illustrates the power of this practice. A woman named Catherine had suffered from chronic insomnia and anxiety-filled nights for years. She had tried numerous medications and therapies, but her sleep remained fragmented and deeply unrestful. She would dread nightfall. After learning about this teaching, she began to faithfully bless her bed each night. Within a week, she began experiencing profound changes. She told me that not only did she fall asleep more easily, but her sleep became deeper, more restorative. For the first time in years, she shared, I wake up feeling truly rested, without that familiar anxiety that used to haunt my nights. This practice is particularly beneficial for those who experience troubling dreams, sleep paralysis, or a sense of heaviness or unease in their bedroom. The holy water creates what Padre Pio described as a sanctuary of rest, a consecrated and protected space for peaceful, restorative sleep. Remember that this blessing is not meant to be done only when you are experiencing problems. Like the other practices we have discussed, its effectiveness builds with consistent, faithful use. Make blessing your bed with holy water a regular part of your nighttime routine, just as you might brush your teeth or say your evening prayers. Now let us examine the fifth mistake that Padre Pio warned about, one that concerns the most vulnerable and precious members of our families. The fifth critical mistake Padre Pio identified is failing to protect the most vulnerable in your household, particularly children. Many loving parents pray for their children daily, but overlook the powerful, tangible protection that blessing them directly with holy water can provide. Children, according to Padre Pio, are spiritually more sensitive and receptive than adults. Their spiritual boundaries are still developing, which makes them both more aware of spiritual realities and at times potentially more vulnerable to negative influences or spiritual disturbances. This is why he placed such a special emphasis on this practice. He would explain that children perceive the spiritual world more readily than most adults do. They need the special protection that holy water provides. He taught that blessing children regularly not only shields them, but also helps maintain their natural spiritual purity and sensitivity in a positive way. The correct approach is simple, yet profoundly beautiful. Each evening, perhaps as part of their bedtime routine, place a small drop of holy water on your thumb and make the sign of the cross on your child's forehead while saying a brief, loving blessing. This can become a treasured ritual that provides both spiritual protection and a moment of deep, loving connection. A gentle prayer he suggested is, "May God bless you and keep you safe. May this holy water protect you from all harm and grant you peaceful rest. Through the angels and the saints, may God watch over you this night. Amen. This practice is not limited to young children. It is beautifully appropriate for family members of all ages. Spouses can bless each other. Adult children can offer this blessing to their elderly parents. The key is to do it with genuine love and sincere faith. What makes this practice especially powerful is its consistency. Rather than waiting for times of crisis or fear, such as a child having a nightmare, this regular blessing creates what Padre Pio called a mantle of protection that grows stronger and more resilient over time. This spiritual shield becomes a foundational element for the child's well-being and spiritual development. This blessing addresses something Padre Pio observed repeatedly: that many spiritual and emotional difficulties could be prevented through simple, consistent spiritual practices within the home. This is one of the most accessible and powerful of them all. Begin tonight. Bless each member of your household before they sleep. Notice how this simple, loving act creates a moment of peace and connection, while also establishing a powerful spiritual protection that extends through the night. Over time, you may observe subtle but significant changes in the well-being and peace of your loved ones. Now let us move to the most profound teaching that Padre Pio shared about holy water, a revelation that ties all of these practices together and reveals their true transformative spiritual potential. Now we come to it. The most profound teaching Padre Pio shared about holy water, a spiritual insight that few fully understand, but that holds the key to experiencing its miraculous power in your life. He revealed that holy water is not merely protective, it is actively transformative. When used correctly, with the 5 practices we have discussed woven together, holy water becomes a conduit for actual miracles and divine intervention in your daily life. Padre Pio would tell his spiritual children that holy water is a vessel of God's grace that can transform not only your spiritual environment, but also your physical circumstances. He explained that most believers never witness this transformative power because they use it sporadically, thoughtlessly, or incompletely. The revelation is this: holy water, when used consistently, prayerfully, and comprehensively, creates what Padre Pio called a cascade of grace that flows through every single aspect of your life. This is no longer just about protection from negative things. This is about actively, powerfully inviting divine blessing, healing, provision, and peace into your circumstances. He observed that families who used holy water correctly experienced not only spiritual benefits like peace and protection, but also tangible improvements in their health, their relationships, and even their material well-being. The regular, faithful use of holy water opens channels for God's grace to flow more abundantly and freely into every area of your life. This happens because the proper use of holy water is not just a standalone ritual. It is a profound expression of living faith that aligns us more fully with God's will and opens our hearts to receive His blessings. Each time you use holy water with intention and prayer, you are effectively saying a powerful yes to God's presence and His action in your life. When all 5 practices we have discussed are integrated into your daily routine, regular use throughout the day, mindful prayer, blessing of entryways, protection of your bed, and the blessing of your family members, you create what Padre Pio called a complete circuit of grace in your home and in your life. This complete, holistic approach is what distinguishes casual users of holy water from those who experience its full, transformative power. It is the difference between having occasional spiritual protection and living within a continuous, life-giving flow of divine blessing. The signs that this transformation is occurring include a deeper, more abiding peace in your home, improved sleep and physical well-being, stronger and more harmonious family relationships, an uncanny protection from accidents and misfortunes, and an increased, palpable awareness of God's presence in your daily life. Padre Pio would often counsel people who came to him with seemingly insurmountable problems to begin this complete practice with holy water before anything else. Many returned to him, amazed at how situations that had been stuck for years suddenly began to resolve once they implemented this practice faithfully. This is not about magic. It is about partnering with the spiritual tools the Church has provided in the way they were intended to be used. When we do so with sincere faith, we open ourselves to the fullness of grace that God so deeply desires to pour into our lives. Above all, we have discovered Padre Pio's profound revelation that holy water, when used correctly, creates a continuous flow of grace that transforms our entire lives. Imagine your home becoming a true sanctuary of peace. Imagine your sleep becoming deeply restorative. Imagine your family relationships growing stronger. This is the potential that Padre Pio saw in the proper use of this powerful sacramental. His words remind us that holy water is more powerful than you believe. Use it with faith, and you will see miracles in your life. Now that you know, the decision is in your hands. If you have holy water in your home, begin today to use it with purpose and faith. If you do not have any, visit your parish church soon to obtain some. Start today by blessing your home, your family, and yourself. Share this message with your loved ones. If Padre Pio's teachings have touched your heart, write in the comments, "Thank you, Padre Pio, for this wisdom." Your comment helps spread this vital message. Remember to like this video, share it, and subscribe for more spiritual insights. May Padre Pio intercede for you, and may the proper use of holy water bring new blessings, protection, and profound peace to your home and family. Thank you for joining me today. May God bless you abundantly.